I continue to discover more of the world's most beautiful islands, Palawan. This time, I delve deeper into the province's past, its ancient history, indigenous culture, and living traditions. Before we look ahead to the future, seeing a province embracing growth while preserving its many treasures. After exploring the north of Palawan, I made my way into the heart of the province, its capital city, Puerto Princesa. With a new international airport, it has become the gateway to Palawan's many paradise destinations, serviced by all major local airlines. Puerto Princesa is said to be named after one of the daughters of Queen Isabella of Spain, Princess Maria Cristina. The city has been an important port since the Spanish times. It was established as the center of Spanish naval operations, as they found the bay ideal and the natives friendly. Its surrounding waters yield the most bountiful and freshest catch. My cousin Jong and I headed for the public market to take a look.
You know, Jong, when I was starting to fly, every time I land here, I go to the fish market because it was always interesting to see all the different fish that is available in the market. And up to now, there's still so many of them.
Yeah.
What was this fish? What were you saying, this fish?
It's the snapper.
That's the
We had that
snapper.
for dinner last night.
Okay.
All sizes and colors of fish, crustaceans, shellfish, and seaweed can be seen here.
One thing I like here is that so many variety of fish. It's so interesting just to look around. Look at this octopus. Eel, big one. For this one, they said the best is just purely grilled. These are the samarons, which is also very nice.
It's hard not to think about dinner when you're surrounded by all these seafood. Luckily, my longtime friend Butch owns one of the most famous restaurants in town.
So Butch, you're happy that you have moved here? Walang traffic?
Walang traffic, walang pollution, preskong mga paninda sa palengke. Very relaxed ka ba?
He started the restaurant after seeing all the fresh ingredients available.
Abundant ang seafood dito eh. Dinadala nga yung iba sa Visayas, Boracay, export.
And people come here because they want to try something fresh.
Yes.
Today, their menu is not only limited to seafood, they also serve many Filipino favorites. Packed to the brim with tourists, the restaurant offered the best that the islands have to offer, including some exotic fare like crocodile meat or woodworms. Well, I was happy to stick to the crispy pata. It was nice to catch up with old friends and find out why they call Palawan their home. Wanting a piece of this tranquility myself, I went to the greenest and most peaceful place in town, the mangrove forest. We met an old friend, Jean-Luc, who has lived in Puerto Princesa for many years.
You're here to show us the mangroves, huh?
Yes, beautiful mangrove rivers
Great.
just in front of you there.
I can see it already from here.
Ready to go?
Yes, we're ready.
Jong and I sped through the vast waters, engulfed by thick mangrove forest. The whole of Palawan was proclaimed a protected mangrove reserve, owing to the importance of this ecosystem. These fascinating trees can grow in brackish or salt water, and have the ability to withstand strong tides. Like coral reefs, they are a nesting and breeding habitat for many species of fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals. If you look closely, you may just spot some of them. Jong and I tried to maintain a pace that's fast enough to escape a curious crocodile. Mangroves also protect the coastal areas from the destruction of typhoons and big waves. They also help maintain the water quality that reaches homes by filtering out sediments and pollutants. Getting inside the heart of the mysterious mangrove forest was a surreal experience. Being in the midst of a primeval world teeming with life. This was indeed another side of Palawan's infinite beauty, something we hope would endure for generations to come. Up next, I venture further into Palawan's interior, finding incredible discoveries from the past and a rich culture that thrives well into the present. We are still tracing the length of Palawan, down to its southernmost tip, taking a peek into each town's lesser-known treasures. From Puerto Princesa, we stopped by the Municipality of Aborlan to check out the hospital. Thankfully, neither of us were feeling ill, but Jong wanted me to see how Palawan is truly moving towards progress. Dr. Josue shows us around, and I was amazed at how modern the hospital's facilities were.
I didn't realize you had modern equipment like this all the way here in the province.
Yes, even it is here in peripheral hospitals, but our machines are already of quality. I have mentioned before that it is only found in other high-end hospitals, tertiary hospitals.
And you're duplicating this all over the towns.
All the 14 PGP hospitals in the province of Palawan.
The hospital in Aborlan is only one of the 14 hospitals exactly like this one that will provide healthcare to residents in these remote areas and free services to the children and elderly.
So, being a tourist like me, I don't have to worry about getting sick though. I mean, I don't want to get sick, but it's something that I don't have to worry about.
Yes, your health is already taken care of.
It was good to know that tourists can rest easy, knowing that world-class healthcare is accessible in any part of the province. Aborlan is also home to the Tagbanwas, one of the oldest ethnic groups in the Philippines. Wanting to learn more about their way of life, Jong and I fly to one of their settlements. We were welcomed by the elders of the Tagbanwa Tribal Council in the area. The Tagbanwas are one of Palawan's 8 indigenous groups. Music is an integral part of their way of life, and the vice chieftain happily walked me through a showcase of their musical traditions. They make use of a small drum and gongs which came from Muslim influence. Before the Spaniards came, the area used to be part of the Sultanate of Sulu and Borneo.
So, ang kandila na yan ay tanda ng liwanag na ang mga dalaga na yan ay nagsasabing wala silang problema. Maliwanag ang pag-iisip nila at so, ibig sabihin masayang-masaya sila.
Dried strips of palm leaves are often used for festive dances.
Bakit siya nang ginagamit nyo na ano? May ibig sabihin mo ba yan?
Opo, kasi yung na yan, sir, ayon sa kasaysayan namin ay tanim yan ang tinatawag namin na diwata.
They also have a lot of dances that mimic animals.
Oh, ito naman ho. Ano namang ginagawa niya?
Yung ibig sabihin niyan ay sayaw ng unggoy.
Sayaw ng unggoy.
Monkey dance.
But their most important dance is one that involves the babaylan or shaman.
Sinasayawan niya ng yung tinatawag namin na babaylan. Babaylan, yung nagdidiwata.
It is a ritual dance performed to please the gods, ask for healing for the sick, and prayers for the departed. The babaylan is said to be possessed by the spirits throughout the ritual. They had courtship dances and songs about their history, love, and life. Though modernity cannot be stopped, it was good to see that young Tagbanwa children are still being taught these ancient customs. The Tagbanwa history goes a long way back, as they are said to have descended from the Tabon man, one of the country's most important archaeological finds. Jong and I fly to the site of its discovery, the Tabon Cave. So that over there is Tabon Caves. We'll have to take the boat, park there, and walk all the way to those caves right there. The thick forest. I think we'll go up and climb and see what's inside it. The limestone formation has about 215 caves inside, with only a fraction of it explored. As there was no place to land in the caves, we touched down in the Municipality of Quezon and were met by Mayor Joy Ayala and the local museum staff. The museum is in charge of protecting the Tabon Caves nearby, orienting visitors about its important finds.
Dr. Robert Fox, an American anthropologist, he is the one who discovered the Tabon Cave complex with the National Museum employees and some Tagbanwas in Palawan here in Quezon, Palawan.
The skull cap and jawbones of 3 Homo sapiens sapiens, or modern humans, were found in the caves, dating from 22 to 23,000 years ago. 3,000-year-old burial jars were also found, containing human remains and showing a depiction of the journey to the afterlife, offering a glimpse of the beliefs and artistry of early Filipinos. But these were not the only important discoveries made. What is remarkable about the caves is that it has been continuously occupied for 50,000 years, giving archaeologists layers upon layers of historical data, painting a picture of our ancient history. Chinese porcelain and even glass beads from India and Iran suggest an early trading history. The cave was named after the tabon bird, a medium-sized ground-dwelling bird that buries its eggs inside the soil, which were also found in the cave. Holding such an astonishing wealth of discoveries, it was nice to step foot into these dwellings, which are witness to 50,000 years of history unfolding. The more I see of Palawan, the more I understand the need to protect it, whether environmental, historical, or cultural. It may be the last stronghold by which her national treasures hang by a thread. From Quezon, we traveled by land to the town of Sofronio Española, to a special community that binds the threads of tradition. The Jama Mapun is one of the ethno-linguistic groups of Palawan, who can also be found in Tawi-Tawi and Borneo. Their unique type of weaving has been a valuable part of their heritage, that the NCCA has designated it a School of Living Tradition.
So how did the weaving of mats start here in your community?
Ito po ay simula pa talaga nung ever since talagang mga bata pa sila. Ito sila, mga dalaga pa sa mga ninuno pa nila. Talagang ito na po yung tradisyon na ginagawa namin.
Akala ko mukhang bata pa ho sila. So saan ang gagaling ho yung mga materyales nyo?
Dito lang po, sariling tanim namin yan, yung pangdan. Tapos yun na nga, medyo may kahirapan lang pag magkuha, magpatuyo, magpaputi siya, tapos
So
magkulay.
ito is pandan.
Opo, pandan na yung sabi nilang pandan ng Muslim, yung may tinik siya.
They carefully cut the thorny pandan leaf into strips and boil them afterwards. Using a special tool made of bamboo, they stretch out the fibers to make them pliable. They are known for using vibrant colors, that it is said, quarreling families would bring out the colorful mats to cool off and appease each other. But what was really impressive was the intricate geometric patterns they make.
Kanya-kanyang design, walang pattern. Bahala kayo. Kunyari,
Opo.
si Aling, siya lang gagawa niya.
Kanya-kanyang design na sir, kanya-kanyang katang-isip na lang yan kung anong gusto mong design. Tapos parang inimagine mo na lang, imagination mo na lang kung anong gusto mong kulay.
Each weaver only has a mental picture of the motif and interplay of colors when they start weaving. They really have amazing foresight and mathematical ability to achieve the right symmetry. Let's see if I can impress them with my artistic skills.
Hindi pala ako pwede magganito.
Kaya nga sir, pag hindi ka marunong, hirap.
It's not as easy. It cuts across.
Yung kamay sir is nakaganyan. Tika mo na ha.
Hirap pala nito. Lalo ko madali lang.
Isa-isa lang yun sir.
So hindi pala pwede basta magawahan nito?
Opo,
Lalo ko
sir.
sandali lang.
Madali lang tingnan, mahirap gawin.
This is terrible. It's more difficult than flying an airplane.
Clearly, I need more time to practice, starting with the right sitting position.
I think it's great to see these women get together and do something very productive for the community. It's a skill that you learn throughout your growing years that you don't forget until you get old.
It was great to see this ancient, functional art form still thriving in this part of Palawan. Up next, we continue on our journey off the beaten track, discovering Palawan's rustic southern towns down to its most secluded beaches for a taste of paradise. We've traveled more than half of Palawan's length, seeing the province in a whole new light. From Sofronio Española, we drive to Brooks Point, one of Palawan's centers for agriculture here in the south. I visited one of their ecotourism projects in the making.
We are at AgriWorld, Brooks Point AgriWorld right now. Ito pong lugar na ito was conceptualized by Mayor Feliciano herself. Ang gusto lang pong mangyari ng Brooks Point ay ma-experience ng mga bisita kung ano po yung community life ng isang pangkaraniwang residente ng Brooks Point, especially yung mga nasa barangay po nakatira. Meron tayong Nugan, coconut farm, kung saan pwede pong ma-experience ng mga bisita kung paanong mag-kopra. Meron tayong rice farm, pwede po silang mag-araro. Meron po tayong mga kalabaw na pwede nilang gamitin.
And you said I can also go fishing?
Yes, meron po tayong fisyalan sa isang parte nitong 6 hectares na kung saan pwede rin pong mag-harvest.
A garden of flowering plants from Palawan and other areas are also being tended to create a place of relaxation that is truly one with nature. Brooks Point certainly has a lot of potential, and we can't wait to see more of its developments in the future. Palawan is the biggest Philippine province in terms of land area, and providing one of the most basic needs of the people can be a challenge. Bringing drinking water to isolated parts of the province is made possible by water filtration systems like this one.
How does this filtration work, Jong?
Yeah, it's a simple gravity type. You start from the source, which is higher than the water level there. It's coming from the river.
The water from the mountain is purified by passing through 3 filtration levels. Some of it goes into a big holding tank where they are tested for toxic elements. If the fish don't die, it means the water is clean.
This is supplying 5 barangays, so 15,000 people.
So each little small town here would have shower,
Each barangay.
drinking water, everything.
The quality is like the bottled water.
These water systems are in place all over the province, and it was good to see how nature and technology blend together to provide for the people's needs. From Brooks Point, Jong and I fly to the southernmost tip of the Palawan Mainland, Batarasa. The port is newly constructed, where Aurora can soon ferry passengers all the way to Malaysia.
How many miles or kilometers would it be from the northernmost where we started, which is in San Fernando, all the way to here, which is at the end?
It's around 600 kilometers.
About 600 kilometers.
So you have to stop over in Puerto, halfway. Puerto is halfway.
So we've done everything.
Yeah.
We have driven, we have flown, we have ridden the boat.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, the ports and ferries we've seen so far will allow a road trip from Manila all the way to Malaysia and the equator. But for now, it's time for us to do the last leg of our journey. We do a short refueling stop in Rio Tuba before heading out of the Palawan mainland.
And now we're headed to Mangsi. It's the last island just before Malaysia. We're flying over water. I'm enjoying myself looking at the sea.
The surrounding waters of the Sulu Sea were a brilliant blue, blanketing abundant marine life underneath. Lying just on the edge of the international border, Mangsi is the last barangay on the southwestern tip of the Philippines.
It's a very small island, but it's filled with people. 6 interesting houses, white sand beach.
We landed not far from the water. The faint outline of Malaysian mountains can be seen in the distance. Barangay Captain Haji welcomed us and showed us around. The town is actually closer to Kudat, Malaysia than the Palawan Municipality of Balabac, to which it is part of. We were met by smiling residents, most of whom belong to the Sama people, a Muslim ethno-linguistic group. The kids followed me around everywhere. It must be their first time to see an old pilot.
It's nice to hang out with these kids. They enjoy walking with me. Everyone is so friendly. This is great.
The population has grown to 10,000, a big number for a very small island. At the village store, you'll find mostly imported products.
So, Captain, most of the products are already coming from Malaysia more than Manila.
Yes, sir.
Like this is made in Malaysia.
It was a short but sweet visit to this remote part of our country, where, despite the isolation, they have not forgotten to smile. From Mangsi, our next stop was a mere speck in the map, off the coast of Balabac.
Like paradise from afar. I'm sure it gets better as we get closer.
And it does. If you think of an image of the perfect beach, it would be this one. We landed among towering coconut trees swaying in the wind. As you get out of the canopy of coconuts, be prepared to see endless clear waters blending with a bright blue sky. This is definitely paradise. Structures in the island are sparse, but they have a small restaurant which serves the freshest seafood you can find.
Jong, the island is not only perfectly beautiful, but the food is also perfect. These are all my favorite. I don't know how I can keep my weight here. If I can live here, I will die with the high cholesterol and I'll become too fat.
The owner here is really a good cook.
I saw he cooks
Yeah,
himself.
he cooks himself.
Wow.
It's really great in cooking this one.
There were fish, crabs, prawns, and mantis shrimp.
Everything is here. What else can we ask for?
After a filling lunch, you can enjoy the clear blue waters, maybe even spotting some sea turtles that live in the island. Enjoying the tranquility of the place, I look back on our journey from the northern tip to the southernmost parts of Palawan. The Palawan most people know is only a fraction of an infinitely diverse and evolving landscape. The sheer beauty of its natural wonders, ancient heritage, and colorful people, which can only be formed over thousands of years, is indeed priceless. The developments I've seen so far help safeguard the future of this ancient land, opening it up to the world while carefully protecting its treasures. I have yet to complete the journey all the way from Manila to the equator, but that only means the adventure continues.
This has been your captain, Jong Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari!